In this video, we're gonna be comparing these two leg machines right here. These are both great pieces for your home gym, but they do have some different features that I wanna let you know about. All right, first let's get into just the builds. So the Ritfit is more compact. It's a little bit smaller than the Mikolo over here. And both of these have the cable design. So you're gonna get that constant tension when you're doing your exercises. In the Ritfit over here with this pinwheel, you get 12 different adjustments. You get the pin that you just pull out. And then the Mikolo over here, you're gonna get a whopping 25 different adjustments. So you get way more with this one, and it has the pin as well. So the bottom foot pad with the Ritfit, it just moves freely. And then the Mikolo over here, it has the pin for the bottom foot pad. It has 7 different adjustments. And the Mikolo foot pad is a little bit longer and it's bigger. The Ritfit, it's a little bit shorter and just not as thick. All right, so with the seat size, we have a major difference. So the Ritfit, the bottom seat specifically is pretty small. It's not super wide. I wish it was a little bit bigger. I think the seat quality is solid. I don't think it's the best, but it's not the worst. The seat quality of this one is better to me, and the top seat is longer and the bottom seat is way bigger. I prefer the seat pads of this one. You can just see the difference. The Ritfit is really small versus that one, super wide. And this is the weight horn of the Ritfit. They're about the same size, so those are very similar. This is the Mikolo. Now this is the handles of the Ritfit. Not a huge fan of the handles. I feel like they're not in the best position. It's not a deal breaker for me, but just something to know. Versus the Mikolo, you could see they're more at an angle. And these handles just feel awesome. Like they're in the perfect position to me. And then with the Ritfit, the handles for the lying hamstring curl, you can see how those go. Once again, not in the best position. Versus the Mikolo, you get a way better position with those handles that feels more natural. With this one, the top seat, you can change the angle of it. So it has 4 different adjustments. And then this is how it looks when you lay it flat for the lying hamstring curl. So as you can see, this bottom seat is straight, so not a huge fan of that either for this exercise. To me, it puts more pressure on your lower back. You can still get a good workout with your hamstrings, but with the other one, you can target and load the hamstrings better. And with this one over here, you can change the depth of the seat. You have this pull pin right here with some different adjustments. And then to change it to the lying hamstring curl, you're just gonna pull this pin and push it up. And that's how it looks. Very simple to switch this one over. And as you can see, that bottom seat is at an angle. I prefer this one over here, feels way better, and you can effectively target and load the hamstrings way better. And it also takes a lot of that pressure off your lower back when you're performing the exercise. And then with the Ritfit, you have like a storage peg in the back, or you can put some weight on this to weigh it down. I've never had to weigh it down, even when I go heavy. And the machine feels fine, not wobbly, and it's pretty stable. And you also get some pegs with this one as well if you want to add some resistance bands. All right, guys, let's talk about just the feel when you're performing these exercises. So with both of these, you're gonna get the constant tension because of the cable design. And also you can get full range of motion with both of these. Leg extensions feel great on both of these. I did notice with the Ritfit, I just wish that that bottom seat was wider, and I wish that that bottom foot pad was longer as well. And then with the lying hamstring curls, I do prefer the Mikolo over here because the bottom seat angle is more natural, takes stress off the lower back. It just feels way better. Stability is good with both of these as well when you're performing the exercise, so that's not anything to worry about, even if you're loading up heavier weight. Now, I'm not going super crazy heavy, but I do try to load up some heavy weight sometimes. Now, something important to know is how much weight you have to load up on these machines. So you have a major difference with that. So with the Ritfit, you have to load up way more weight to just feel it better and get a more challenging workout. So with the Ritfit for my top set, I'm usually pitting multiple, like 3 45s and maybe like a 25. Now with the Mikolo, it's way more challenging and you don't have to load up as much weight with that one for sure. Now I just want to share my final thoughts, man. Both of these are great leg pieces right here. I would say I prefer the design and the exercise feel of the Mikolo over the Ritfit. And the Ritfit is still great. I love it. The exercises feel great. It's just not as good as the other one. I would recommend both. It really just depends on what features you are looking for.